Welcome to Emma, a learning management system specifically designed for writing and writing-intensive classes. Because writing is one of the most powerful tools to improve content understanding, to encourage critical thinking, and to effect conceptual change. Emma, which stands for Electronic Markup Management Application, is a web-based tool designed by the University of Georgia's first-year composition program to engage students in the recursive writing process, which emphasizes peer review, revision, and reflection. Emma is different from LMSs like Blackboard, Moodle, or Sakai because it is designed around writing pedagogy. It has many of the features you might find in other LMSs, such as a centralized page for content and resources, space on the home page for announcements, a calendar, a journal, and a discussion forum. But here's what makes Emma unique. Unlike traditional writing assignments that focus on the final product for an audience of one, the teacher, process writing emphasizes the back and forth steps of composition over time that allow for review, revision, and reflection within a community of writers. Because process is just as important as product, documents in Emma are never overwritten, and documents are filed systematically within a project and a stage and preserved as artifacts. This screen, for example, shows all the work required for paper 3. As you can see in the pre-write stage, Deanna submitted a working thesis on November 11th at 11:46 p.m. 3 days later, she posted her first draft under Draft 1. And this icon indicates that the document is open to everyone in the class. 2 days later, Abby reviewed the draft, and her comments look very much like you would see in the editing function of Microsoft Word. What's different, of course, is that those comments and all subsequent drafts and peer reviews are permanently preserved in one place for review anytime from any computer connected to the internet. Under Draft 2, Deanna posted a second version that is informed by Abby's comments. 2 days later, that draft was reviewed by another student. Deanna submitted her final paper on November 19th. All the timestamps make it easy to check if students are making specific deadlines throughout the project. You can see by the icon that while her last submission was public, my graded version of the final paper is private and can only be viewed by me and the student writer. I likewise can make comments in a manner that looks similar to what Microsoft Word offers. But something else that makes Emma unique is that it is linked directly to the St. Martin's Handbook, a standard writing guide at UGA and many other institutions. At places where the students have made grammar, mechanics, syntax, organizational, or stylistic mistakes, I simply code the mistake with a right click. When the students review their papers, they have direct access to the specific part of the writing handbook dealing with that topic. In this case, the student made a pronoun antecedent error. As the student reviews the paper, she can hover over the color-coded highlight to identify the problem, and click on the handbook link to go directly to the section of the handbook that reviews the topic and offers examples. By linking to the handbook, Emma provides students with an immediate opportunity to view their errors and to add them to a writing inventory of things to work on in the future. This feature also frees the teacher from writing comments in the margin about surface level errors. Lastly, because all the documents are preserved, both student and teacher can review them to look for patterns of errors over the course of the semester. No more relying on students to keep documents, no need to Xerox student papers. The rubric is attached to the end of the document, which provides room for summative instructor comments and the grading criteria itself. Besides utilizing process writing within an individual project or paper, Emma is also designed for students to create individual electronic portfolios, or ePortfolios, in which they select and reflect upon an entire semester's work and what that work means in terms of their own learning. As Peter Elbow and Marcy Dean Sorcinelli write in the 13th edition of McKeeche's Teaching Tips, quote, "Portfolios greatly enhance student learning because they function as an occasion for retrospective meta-thinking," end quote. Emma's portfolio tool allows students to pick documents that they have published throughout the semester to answer questions about the content or the writing process. For my course portfolios, students choose low-stakes writing, such as journal entries or discussion posts, mid-stakes writing, high-stakes writing, perhaps one of their formal papers, and documents from their end-of-semester project. Tying all of these artifacts from the semester together is a reflective essay based upon specific course objective prompts that require them to comment on their work throughout the semester based upon evidence from the artifacts. In Elbow and Sorcinelli's work, a reflective essay allows, quote, the student to look back at everything included and try to articulate what she or he has learned, end quote. The first-year composition program at the University of Georgia has been studying the impact of using process writing with Emma for the last decade and have found that, quote, students are writing more drafts and the writing in their revisions is better, end quote. And the word is getting out. Currently, Emma is being used around the country, mostly by composition programs, but our hope that as writing intensive and writing across the curriculum programs develop and grow, that Emma can be used by a range of institutions interested in improving their writing curriculum and helping students reflect upon their learning, not just within the confines of a semester, but throughout their entire college careers and beyond.